Check 1 2, check 1 2, mic check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2, check 1 2, mic check 1 2 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 2026 Left Coast Hockey League COVID Cup Playoffs Wild Card Round. Today, the Squirrels, former COVID Cup champions, former Marcy Cup champions, facing elimination. Game 3 of this best-of-5 series. Washington leads 2-0 after that crazy triple overtime in Game 1. Washington was dominant in Game 2, and now we are here with the Squirrels back against the wall. They need 3 straight to advance to the semifinals. Will the Washington Wetbacks punch their ticket and advance for the first time in this simulation tournament, or will the Squirrels complete a huge, massive comeback? Just one game tonight. We'll be back tomorrow with hopefully the conclusion of the wild card round and get the semi started on Friday or Saturday. I'm already off the schedule already because of some unforeseen circumstances, but let's get down on the ice right now and start this Game 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here at the Forks Community Center in Forks, Washington. It is the San Pedro Squirrels taking on the Washington Wetbacks. The Wetbacks will advance to the semifinals with a win here tonight. Bo Horvat, Nick Suzuki taking the faceoff at center ice. Let's get this first period underway. Faceoff is won by the Wetbacks. Bouchard up for Boldy. Boldy unable to do anything with it, and the other way come the Squirrels. Squirrels go ahead and dump it in and give chase. Brought recovered by Hudson. Calling for it, Lane Hudson in the zone. Hudson behind the defenders looking for a shot. It's broken up by the Squirrels. Squirrels mishandled it, not enough for icing, but Clayton Keller will gain control. Up for Bo Horvat. Horvat neutral zone, he'll gain the zone. Lazy backhand dump, probably looking for a rebound there. Wasn't able to get anything. Calling for it for the puck is won by the Squirrels. Jake Getzel. Getzel makes a move. He will gain the zone. Getzel takes a shot. Save Hellebuck. Kept in, though, by the Squirrels. Getzel, big slap shot blocked by his own player. Shot, saved Hellebuck. Recovered by Boldy, up for Clayton Keller. Clayton Keller in, outnumbered. Waiting for reinforcements. Washington on the change. Centering pass is broken up. Aho up for Tim Stutzel. Stutzel, he's hit, but they keep it onside. Let's take the shot. In the zone comes Brady Tkachuk. Centering pass in the can. Shot saved by Swayman. Backhand shot saved by Swayman. Turned over, taken by Washington. McCann. Turned over, taken by Kempe. Going for it in front, but Swayman will hold on. First whistle here in this game, I think. 13:30 left here in the first period. No score. Squirrels in dire need of a win. It will take 3 straight to advance. Washington with very stellar defense and goaltending with Connor Hellebuck. Rupe Hintz. Face-off won by the Squirrels, but turned over. But comes out to neutral zone. Dunn in for Protas. Protas sending pass to Dunn. Dunn takes a shot. It goes wide. Up there for Anderson, up for Sveshnikov. Ekholm. Ekholm gets it up for Sveshnikov. Pass broken up by taken by Gauthier. Oh, shot, save, Hellebuck. Gunther to Sveshnikov for Anderson. For Sveshnikov, unable to pull the trigger, but kept in by the Squirrels. On the boards for Sveshnikov, back to the point for Anderson. For Gauthier, shot, and save, Hellebuck. Kept in by Rupe Hintz. Rupe Hintz, backhand, save, Hellebuck. Sveshnikov back for Anderson, for Ekholm. For Sveshnikov, takes the shot. And Hellebuck will not hold on. He moves it out. Gunther up front, shot, and save. Sveshnikov back for Anderson. Anderson's shot is broken up by Coulier. Washington will go ahead and dump it in and get the change after the full pressure. Ekholm up for Suzuki for Hintz. Hintz, he's poked off. Wetbacks need to touch up, though. Up for Jarvis. Jarvis takes it back to the corner. Pass broken up by Ovechkin. Recovered by Ovechkin. He'll gain the zone. Easily poked off by Bouchard. Bouchard up for Horvat. Pass to Jarvis. Up the lane, Hudson. Hudson, neutral zone. Back check, but able to hold on. Jarvis. Jarvis turns over to Quinn Hughes. Ovechkin's pass broken up. Kept in, though, by Thompson. Thompson looks for the shot, but broken up. And the other way come the Squirrels. Alexander Ovechkin. Centering pass, though, broken up by Hudson. Horvat hit off, taken by Suzuki. Suzuki remains onside. Centering pass, one-time blast, saved by Hellebuck. Hellebuck with 8 stops already. 3/4 through the first period. 5 minutes remain. Pass broken up by Hintz. Tired legs out there for the Squirrels. Nick Suzuki unable to get anything with it, and that should go for icing. Icing against Washington. Tired legs will have to stay out there. Face off back in the Washington zone. Third line's out for both teams. Keller and Hintz will take the face-off. Face-off won by the Wetbacks. Harley. To Chuck. Trying to get rid of it, but he'll hold on. Gets it in the zone. Looking for a pass. Gonna take it himself. Shoots. He scores. Brady to Chuck. Wide open was Keller, I believe, but Chuck decided to take the shot for himself. Huge first goal here for the Wetbacks. Looking to put the nail in the coffin of the Squirrels' hopes for a 26 COVID Cup. Off to a 1-goal lead late here in the first period. Brady to Chuck on Swayman. And with 3:29 left in the first, it is Washington 1, San Pedro 0. Pass broken up by McCann, up for Timo Meyer. Meyer, he's poked off. Stutzel up for Adrian Kempe. Kempe in the zone. Turning pass, shot save is not picked up by Washington, but kept in by the Squirrels. Shot is blocked and it goes out of play. 2:12 remains here in the first period. Wetbacks up by 1. McCann and Stutzel will take the face-off. Face-off is won by the Wetbacks. Shot on his own net. Hellebuck will hold on. We'll try that again. Shots 9-5 favoring the Squirrels. Connor Hellebuck, absolute wall in the net. McCann and Stutzel face off, won by the Squirrels. Shabbat unable to get the shot. 1:45 left. Timo Meyer. Unable to get the centering pass. It's broken up. Kempe battles for it. In the corner. There's McCann. 1 minute left here in the first. Shabbat looking to do something with it. Up for the Sellers. Takes a shot. He scores! Late here in the first. Looking like a high possibility that Washington will sweep. Still a lot of hockey left, but if things go the way they've been going, it is not looking good for the Squirrels. Goaltending plays a huge factor in these sim games. Swayman clearly outmatched by Washington's offense. Washington 2 goals on 6 shots. Faceoff is won by the Wetbacks. Hudson for Bouchard. Sends it up for Keller. Taken by Bouchard. Bouchard, 5 seconds left. Pass broken up by Getzel. Squirrels will just go ahead and clear it, and that's going to do it here for the first period. And just like that, Washington up by 2. 40 minutes left in this game. You were watching the Left Coast Hockey League live on youtube.com/TimesTagUBU. Series deciding game 3 for Washington. Can they hold on? 2 periods left. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back.
I spit it at you, hit you up, ill bill. Brooklyn be the place where I rest at. The foundation, the truth, the death trap. My Uncle Harry on the couch, Hondo, 5714, Farragut Road, the projects. I grew up Spider-Man, while my uncle burned holes in his clothes. Nodding out, mid-sentence, eyes closed when he spoke. Coughing and choking, the weed that he smoked. What? Speaking of non-fiction, y'all listening. Ear to the streets, it's like they got the sidewalk ride underneath our feet. Young Vader, young Bill, Bastard Swordsman. My mind is like the script from an Italian gore flick. I'm caught between worlds. I see the light within the darkness, but I still can't decide which way to turn. I can't decide which way to burn. So I'ma light it up at both ends and watch it unfurl. Caught between worlds, non-fiction. So many people understand the same pain that I feel. They feel the same way. They get the same thoughts. So the name change. Same love, same hate, same truth, same fate. Caught between worlds, non-fiction. So many people understand the same pain that I feel.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Let's take a look at the stats for the first period. 9 shots to 6 going to the Squirrels. Hits even. Time of attack going to Washington. Passing and faceoffs going to Washington. Let's get the second period underway. We're back here at the Forks Community Center here in Forks, Washington. Bo Horvat, Nick Suzuki take the faceoff at center ice. Let's get the second period underway. Faceoff won by the Wetbacks. Hudson up for Keller. Pass back for Horvat. Horvat for Boldy. Boldy's pass to Keller. Keller's head off, unable to get the shot. Sent up to Getzel. In the zone, broken up. Recovering is Quinn Hughes, up for Nick Suzuki. Suzuki in, unable to get the shot. Sent up to Keller. Keller, he's poked off. Bad for Haskin and Boldy, but Hudson will recover. In for Horvat. Squirrels just seem absolutely outmatched. Kept in by Kaprizov for Hughes for Aho. Aho takes a shot. Save Hellebuck. Thompson battling for it with Aho. Hudson, long lead pass. Jarvis, he'll go offside. 15:58 left here in the second. Washington up by 2. Thompson and Aho back in the Washington zones. Won by the Squirrels. Back home for Anderson. Anderson takes a shot through traffic. Blocked up front. Jarvis in the zone. Centering pass is blocked. Sent back to Victor Dunn. Dunn battling with Ovechkin. And here come the Squirrels. 2-on-1 for Aho. Aho unable to get the shot. Off the odd man rush. Not even able to get the shot. Turned over by the Squirrels. Up for Aho. Pass broken up. Taken by Thompson. Thompson in the zone. Takes a shot. Easy save for Swayman. Squirrels looking to get rid of it. They're able to clear it, but not gain possession. Washington will bring it all the way back. Aho will give chase. Dunn up for Protas. Protas able to keep it in to Coulier. Backhand pass stopped by the goaltender, but recovered by Protas. Taken by Ovechkin. Up for Aho. Aho surrounded, waiting for some help. Not going to get anything. Recovered by the Squirrels. They'll have to touch up. Pass broken up and in all alone. Coulier. Coulier on the breakaway. Not going to get the shot. Pass broken up by Gauthier. Breakaway for the Squirrels. Backhand shot. Save. Hellebuck. And is going to hold on. 10-10 left here in the second. Washington leads by 2. Face-off back in the Washington zone. It's going to be Stutzel and McCann. Face-off won by the Wetbacks. Hudson turns it over, and they turn it over just as fast. Five for his Hudson and Kempe. Squirrels able to force it in. Kempe takes a shot, goes wide. Off the boards, picked up by Hudson. Hudson up for Timo Meyer. Meyer in the zone. It's a lane shot saved by Swayman. Heiskanen gets it up for Gunther. Gunther dumps it in backhand, gets it to Stutzel, but Stutzel battling for it. Recovered by Bouchard. Bouchard for McCann. Battle behind the net. It's won by Washington. Hudson. Hudson for Ehlers. They will gain the zone. Pass broken up. Recovered by Quinn Hughes. Up for Adrian Kempe. Kempe in the zone with numbers. Sends it around the boards. It's taken by Keller. Up for Protas. He's poked off. Taken by the Squirrels. Squirrels unable to get anything set up. Gunther in the zone. Looking for Gauthier. Looking up by Haynes. Shot save. Rebound. Unable to bury it. Hellebuck was down and the Squirrels could not bury it. That was the best chance they had all game. Clayton Keller behind the net looking for a pass back to the point for Hudson. Hudson up front, the Protas shot is blocked. And the other way comes Svechnikov. Svechnikov, he's poked. Taken by Bouchard. For Protas. And he will go offside. 2:29 remains here in the second period. Washington leads by 2. Hellebuck with just able to get the pad over. He was down. Dead to rights. That puck was alone with 2 Squirrels in front. 68% threat analysis. Hellebuck with a huge save. Confidence must be dwindling with the San Pedro squad. Up front is Dunn, takes a slap shot, goes off the post and all the way back to the Washington zone. Dunn up for Horvat. Last minute of play here in the second. Zuki takes a shot off the crossbar, recovered by McCann. Huge blast for Suzuki. Two lucky posts here in the second. Easy shot with 8 seconds. Easy save by Swayman. 5 seconds remain. Suzuki. And that should just about do it here for the second period. No score in the second period. Washington leads 2-0 in this elimination game for the Squirrels. Will the Squirrels wake up in the third and tie this up, possibly for another lengthy overtime? We'll see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Left Coast Hockey League live here on YouTube.com/DimeSackUVU. Game 3, wild card round. We'll be right back.
They feel the same way. They think the same thoughts. So the names change. Same love, same hate, same truth, same fate. Yo, it started back in apartment buildings. Poverty stricken, moms were sick. I still smell the love from the kitchen. Drugs in the hall, coalition. No pots to piss in. My pops never gave a fuck if I ate it, if I die in prison. Survival's iffy, the city's gritty, it's in me. Turn this open to 50s. Burn coke like gypsies. Frozen in time. A cold shoulder, hope on the block. I told you to stop. I feel like I was chosen to rock. Grandpops, he caught a heart attack watching the news. God forgive the motherfucking now for stopping my food. I'm watching these dudes spit it out obnoxious and rude. Hunt the green caddy, scarf it down, mafia food. Assault pellies, real Paul feed in the belly. Smoking wet blunts till we pass out and repeat the medley. I'm motionless, blade to the wrist, I'ma cease to exist. For all my motherfuckers dead, y'all can breathe through this. War between worlds, all fiction. So many people understand the same pain that I feel. They feel the same way. They think the same thoughts, so the names change. Same love, same hate, same truth, same fate. War between worlds, all fiction. So many people understand the same pain that I feel. They feel the same way. They think the same thoughts, so the names change. Same love, same hate, same truth, same fate. I felt pain as a youth growing up in the hood. On the train by the boot, kids got stuck for their goods. Spray paint and sneakers, we took their chains and beakers. A badass in that class, I had to change teachers. Feeling ruthless, useless like bulletproof caskets, a loose basket.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the stats through 2 periods. Shots going to San Pedro, 13-10. Hits heavily favoring the Washington Wetbacks, as well as time on attack and face-offs. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this third period underway. Could this be the final period for the San Pedro Squirrels? A very quick exit here in the COVID Cup. Let's see if they can answer. We're back here at the Forks Community Center here in cloudy Forks, Washington. Bo Horvat, Nick Suzuki take the face-off. Let's get the third period underway. It's win or go home for the Squirrels. Horvat in, able to keep it onside. Looked offside to me. Now for behind the miss, Horvat and Getzel. Getzel able to clear it out, and that's going to go for icing. Face-off will be back in the San Pedro zone. Suzuki and Horvat will take the face-off back in the Squirrel zone. Top lines remain off on both teams. Face-off won by Washington. Bouchard for the Hudson. Hudson up front to Horvat. Horvat takes a shot. Swayman goes down, but he goes wide. Horvat in the corner battling. He's able to kick it out, but turned over and taken by Quinn Hughes. Haskinen will carry it in himself. Looking for Hughes. For some reason, Kaprizov had a wide open shot and decided to backhand it. Taken by Kaprizov. Kaprizov dumps it in. They'll give chase, but recovered by Bouchard. Bouchard battling for it in the corner. Won by the Wetbacks. Hudson up for McCann. McCann, big hit, but recovered by Boldy. Boldy hit. And the Squirrels will recover. Stutzel off the boards for Konechny. Konechny will gain the zone. Konechny pass behind the net. Turned over, taken by the Wetbacks. Dunn neutral zone. He'll gain with numbers. Shot up front, shoots, they score. Jared McCann off the rebound. And things are looking very, very, very grim for the San Pedro Squirrels. A first round exit in the Marcy Cup playoffs. And without an insane miracle, will be a wild card exit in the COVID Cup. Not the best year for the reigning 25 champions. Faceoff is won by Washington to Chuck. Up for Ekholm to Kaprizov. He's hit off hard, taken by Thompson. Thompson, though, goes offside. 13:59 left here in the third. Washington up by 3. Thompson and Aho in the neutral zones, won by Washington. Dunn in the zone, broken up, taken by Ovechkin. Ovechkin pass for Konechny, turned over, taken by Thompson. The other way come the Squirrels. Sebastian Aho made one too many moves and unable to get the shot off. Tage Thompson, though, turns it over. That should go no icing. Jarvis up for Sanderson, up for Thompson. Thompson's hit off, taken by Konechny. Konechny looking to reset. Alexander Ovechkin, pass broken up, taken by Harley. And here comes Washington with numbers. Puck hit off by Swayman, recovered by Ekholm. Up for Ovechkin. Squirrels down by 3 with 10 minutes left here in the third. The Squirrels just cannot answer the bell. Stutzel in the zone. Stutzel takes a shot. Glove save. Hellebuck, and he's going to hold on. 8:31 left here in the third. Squirrels down by 3. Stutzel and Protas face off, won by the Squirrels. Shabbat, slap shot. Shot is saved by Hellebuck. Centering pass broken up. Protas. Squirrels able to keep it in, but turn it over. Pass up to Coulier. Coulier looking for a pass. It's broken up by Stutzel. For Shabbat, 7 minutes left. Adrian Kempe makes one too many moves. Held on, almost mishandled behind the net. Covered by Harley. Up to Coulier. Up for McCann. McCann will gain the zone. He will rip it around the boards. And recovered by the Squirrels. Rupe Hintz, 5.5 left. He'll dump and they'll give chase. Recovered though by Harley. Harley up for Keller. Keller with a few goals already in this series. Anderson up for Hintz, up for Aho. Time dwindling for the Squirrels. Squirrels cannot maintain possession in the Washington zone. Squirrels still out shooting Washington, but no quality shots. Hintz for Aho. Aho's shot is broken up. 3 minutes remain. Washington could be punching their ticket to the semifinals, and they would be facing the Duray Asylum Rehabs if the lead holds. Which, by the way things are going, should be no problem. Hellebuck will hold on with 2:02 left here in the third. Washington up by 3. Hellebuck, absolute robbery there. Hellebuck with 17 saves in this game. No goals, working on a shootout. Horvat and Suzuki will take the faceoff with 2 minutes left. All but academic here. Squirrels win the faceoff. Heiskanen shot, save Hellebuck. Full pressure for the Squirrels. Goaltender still in to our right. Washington the other way. Slap shot saved by Swayman. 1 minute remains here in the third. Fans can feel it. Washington will advance for the first time in the COVID Cup playoffs. Last year an early exit, I believe, to the eventual champions. He's for Getzel. 30 seconds left. Getzel takes a shot. Easy save, Hellebuck. Taken by Hudson. 20 seconds remain. Washington will punch their ticket to the semifinals. And at the other end, it is the Marcy Cup champion, the Doré Asylum, the Marcy Cup champion and the LC Cup champion, the Doré Asylum Rehabs. Washington may be built a little bit better for the simulation tournament. Let's see how the champs can handle them. That series should be starting either Friday or this weekend. Three potential games for the Risters and the Biffs tomorrow. That series tied at 1. We'll at least get 2 more games out of that one. Thompson and Seuss will face off, won by Washington. Dunn takes a shot. 2 seconds up, and that is going to do it. Your Washington Wetbacks advance to the semifinals of the COVID Cup Simulation Tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here at the Left Coast Hockey League live on youtube.com/9SackUVU. And what a series, what a sweep for Washington. Hellebuck absolutely dominant. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow here at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Game 3 of the LA Twisted Risters and the B-Ward Diffs. Huge congratulations to Washington for advancing for the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. And always, Dante, why don't you go ahead and pack that ball? We're out. Peace.